This is a good one. This is Alex Lazare, who's founder of The Past. It's good because it's the restaurant of the future. And I think we're all thinking now about the restaurant of the future. That's what I'm sort of obsessed about at the moment. So I can't wait to get back. I'm in Soho looking at all the places I used to spend a lot of time and locked out of them. But let's find out what the restaurant of the future is going to be like. So without further ado, Alex, over to you. You've got 99 seconds to tell us, or I horn you off. Alex, go.
My journey to the future started in April the 28th, in fact. I was bored. I'd been locked inside my small London flat alone for 6 weeks. I'd cooked 140 meals, watched 70 hours of cooking programs, and baked 4 banana breads. Standing at my sink, cleaning the same pan for what felt like the 7th time that day, I began to hallucinate. I imagined myself somewhere else, at my favourite restaurant, the cooking and washing up done for me. I wondered whether my favourite places would even survive lockdown, and where I'd get my favourite bowls and fried chicken from when this was all over. And as I wondered, my mouth began to salivate. I imagined all of it in one place. The restaurant of the future, like a traditional Italian mercado, bursting with top quality produce and innovative restaurant concepts, offering me everything I ever wanted, all under one roof. All my favourite dishes and ingredients, stories, personalities, interactive cooking stations, and the experience of the chef's table at every table. My restaurant of the future wasn't the market on Mars or a spaceship selling sushi. It was social, in a way restaurants haven't been social before. And then I stopped dreaming and started doing, before my favourite restaurants disappeared into the COVID abyss. I've spent the last month creating The Past, an ever-evolving virtual cookbook from the world's best restaurants. And us, one of this week's sponsors, actually built our MVP in 3 weeks using no-code platform Webflow. We've already got over 30 of London's top restaurants to share over 150 of their most popular dishes. And right now we're operating purely as a fundraiser for the hospitality industry itself, encouraging people to donate what they can, with all funds going directly to the industry to help them get through this challenging time. But this is just phase one. Once we're out the other side, The Past will become the restaurant of the future I hallucinated. A world of restaurant recipes and a social network for food lovers and restaurant partners, helping brands to diversify their exposure off the restaurant floor and inspiring the cooking public to discover and cook the best food ever invented. Wish us luck.
That's amazing. You did it within times you didn't get hold of. Thank you so much for that talk. It's quite inspirational. It's just the sort of thing we want to be hearing at the moment. So lots of questions coming in. I'm going to pick some of the best. First one here is from Tom, who asks, do you think any business can pivot so fast?
Do I think any can?
Any can. I guess he's saying that, there's so much, every business now has been forced to change, but can every business really have a hope of total sort of survival?
I think it's tough. I think you'll find over the next few months that a lot of, particularly in the restaurant industry, a lot of restaurants that were working on razor thin margins and haven't been able to break forward and end up sort of finding new revenue streams, will end up having to shut down, particularly in and around city centres where the lunch trade isn't going to quite be what it was for a long time to come. It will result in a consolidation on the high street, particularly around restaurants. But, we're seeing increasingly with the amount of restaurants that are bringing out recipe boxes, the amount of restaurants that are bringing out, bringing recipes onto their websites, or, doing hot food delivery when they've never done it before, or doing, bringing out spice mixes and all that sort of stuff, that people are able to move incredibly quickly. And it gives me a huge amount of confidence, particularly within the hospitality industry, that, even with the challenges that we're clearly going to be facing over the next 6, 12, 18 months, that, a lot of it will come out the other side and we'll be stronger for it.
Okay, there's a question here from Kevin who asks, how do you think the restaurant industry is going to change in its use of different media in the next year? I guess he means not just social media, but TV and all the sort of different tools out there.
No, it's good question. I mean, well, one of the things that we would love to happen is that the pass in when we sort of move it forward to this next stage becomes a channel by which restaurants can interact with their customers, can build a deeper relationship with their customers. So, what we're trying to do in this first stage is create the sort of a virtual and interactive cookbook, but going forward, we want to blow that out to effectively be the social channel for restaurants to connect with their customers, not just through recipes, but also through sales of different style of ingredients and recipes and cookbooks, but also to open up an active conversation. One of the things that I've found, particularly as a user, but as well as so from a business perspective, Instagram and a lot of the other social channels are getting very busy. They're getting very crowded, and as a result, it's very difficult to get cut through for a brand. And it's also very difficult for a consumer to sort of to interact with a specific section, you know, a specific type of business. I feel like one of the trends that we'll see going forward is that there will be an increasing amount of specialism in the social world and in sort of social networks in general. And I think that you'll find that restaurants and other types of company will increasingly migrate towards those specialist platforms.
Fantastic. Last question, we've just got time. This is from Tricia. And I'd ask the same question, actually. What's your favourite real-world restaurant?
Very good question. So Barafina is up there for me. I think what they've done to tapas Spanish food has been absolutely phenomenal. And I was incredibly happy when they moved from the smaller site to the slightly larger site still in Soho. I also have actually a very good friend of mine opened up a restaurant in the last 6 or 9 months. Obviously, they're not the best times to open up a restaurant, called Bubbler, which is Middle Eastern food but vegetarian, and it is fantastic. You wouldn't even know that it was vegetarian if you weren't a vegetarian. I like small plates where I can taste quite a lot of stuff, as you can probably tell.
Good tips. Well, that's it. Your time's up. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.